Oh my God, that's not a monster.
That's a shoe salesman.
It's so... it's such a weird quote. What's going on, guys? My name is Barry.
And this is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This. Dun, dun, theme music. What's going on, guys? We are more than halfway through our dump month movies.
Dump month.
Yeah. And if you guys, the first episode you guys are joining on, if you guys don't know what a dump month is, it is a movie that the film studios have decided to put on January and February because they don't feel like they're going to get a huge return on it.
Right. And there's a lot of movies that came out then that were way better than they expected.
I know, but they like box office wise, I guess by box office standards, they still probably bombed.
Right.
Yeah,
because there's a lot of those kind of movies where like they come out in the theater and they don't do great, and then they come out in like DVD or Blu-ray later on cable, and they become huge hits.
Is this just another pitch for a Judge Dredd sequel?
I will watch every Judge Dredd sequel that they do.
Oh, that movie did so well at home. And Carl Urban is still down to play Judge Dredd, and he can still do it.
Right?
Because he never takes off the mask. Now, Colby, were you a huge fan of the Stallone one, even though knowing about the comics?
So I liked the Stallone one. It was very entertaining. But it was
nowhere near accurate.
It was nowhere near accurate. It was Stallone, and he was like, I'm a big star, so I'm not going to really wear the mask at all because people come to see the moneymaker. And then he had Rob Schneider in there being just goofy. And I mean, like for the time, it was a good movie. I mean, I saw it in the theater. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I did not see the second one in the theater, and then it came out on like Netflix, and then I watched it like literally like 40 times. It was just like the perfect background movie. I just put it on like whenever I was doing anything.
Yeah, I think Carl Urban did really well. Because in my mind, I was like, man, I don't think I could ever see anyone else say, yeah, but then he did it in a quiet rage. Yeah, which was like, oh, that's even more menacing.
It was like the perfect little homage.
By the way, guys, we did not do Judge Dredd today. That is just our little side tangent on just goofy movies. Well, not Judge Dredd with Carl Urban, but with Stallone.
Right.
We go. And no, we actually did 1993's Matinee.
Right, not Manatee.
With John Goodman.
With a little dyslexia, you'd be watching the wrong movie.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I had to confirm it because I didn't remember a movie of John Goodman in a Speedo for the whole chunk of the movie. I was like, I don't know if John Goodman would just do a movie like that. No, this movie is quite different than what I imagined Manatee was going to be.
Right. I mean, Manatee could have been the movie they played within the movie.
No, that was a shopping cart, which was also another weird. God, I was like, that can't have happened, right? Like I'm pretty sure the premise of that movie that was within this movie was that her dog's soul possessed a cart.
Maybe, because it didn't look like Shopping Cart, the horror movie,
right? No, it looked
the
like
shopping carts who eat people.
Shopping Cart, the family movie.
Yes, this was more like Disney's Shopping Cart.
It's like that toaster movie. Inanimate objects with a character. No, this movie, oh god, it came out in 1993, but it's a period piece and it takes place in, I think, the 1960s, I believe.
Yeah.
That's when the Cuban Missile Crisis was happening.
Yep.
Yeah, and so we do have a lot of side stories going, but I'm just going to go through a quick overview of this movie That way we could really just talk about the meat and bones.
Right. Sounds good.
Right. Okay. So we start in Key West in Florida with two brothers watching a monster film.
And if anybody doesn't know, that's only 90 miles from Cuba.
Yeah. I didn't know that. So of course, you know, the setting is very appropriate for the content of this movie.
Right.
No, but we get introduced to the two main characters and John Goodman, who's on the screen, who is playing a Hitchcockian type of character.
Yeah, like he's not Hitchcock, but he's like an up and coming black and white horror film creator.
Yeah, he's like a monster. He's like the monster movie Hitchcock.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, there's Steven Spielberg, and then there's like Wes Craven.
Yeah, that's a good way to say it.
No, and so we get, that is like a pretty slight, quick introduction to we get as characters. We see that the older brother, Gene, looks after his younger brother all the time, but he likes to like just scare him all the time.
Pretty typical older brother. Like, hey, let's go to see like a cheesy horror movie, and then I will try to make it as scary as possible so that you have nightmares.
But he's like, hey, don't have any nightmares, or else you can't come watch movies with me.
Right.
So you're kind of like backed up into like multiple corners. But no, as we go through this movie, we sort of see like the typical, not the typical themes, but the themes of what was going on during that time with the whole missile crisis, because you find out that these two kids are actually living on base. Right. And then he finds
because the father's part of the Navy.
The Navy, yeah. And then you find out that the father is actually, he's been deployed to see what's going on. So that is like sort of the main concern of this film.
Yeah.
It becomes the talk of the school because they're so close to Cuba. And so everyone's like, oh my God, are they going to shoot us with missiles? And then we see sort of like very outdated ways of protection.
Yeah, like the air siren goes off and they make everybody come out into the hallways and get on their hands and knees and then cover their heads.
Yeah. And funny thing is, we have one of the daughters from Mrs. Doubtfire in here, and she's like, "That's not gonna help anything," which I don't know, like where she's coming from, because I maybe she's just more well informed.
She seemed to come from a different type of family. She was like one of those because it seemed like most of them were like the working father, stay-at-home mom, you know, 60s Beaver Cleaver kind of family, and then she had like a family where she was calling, like later on she meet her parents, and she's calling her parents by their first name, and they're all like, there were some people like protesting the movie, and he's like, you know, the dad's all like, you know, hey, even if we don't want to see this movie, it's not our job to tell people what they can and can't see, so we should go see it just so, you know, even if we hate it, to protect the rights of everybody.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they were a lot more like hippy dippy.
Right?
Or
maybe it was
not
like
even that. They just seem more open.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you can tell at this point that Gene is very infatuated with her.
Oh right.
She's like, oh my God, a girl that speaks her mind in the 60s.
And he really only has like the one friend at school because his dad's military, so they move around a lot. So he's pretty recently in this new school.
Yeah, I mean, like I get it though. Like, you know, from his point of view, he tells his mom, he's like, "What's the point of making friends if I'm just gonna move away?"
Right.
You know, and it's the 60s, so you can't really like connect through the internet or anything like that.
Oh yeah.
So, like, it's pretty much like once you're gone, like, oh, those people are gone from your life forever.
Right, and it was like back when it was, I said back when, if you moved and you even want to call them, then it was like, you know, 5 cents a minute or whatever, long distance phone calls.
Yeah, and then, like, even if you, like, wrote letters to each other, there's points in time where, like, people just move away and then they just stop answering your letters, like...
Yep.
Oh, I guess they're dead. But we do learn about one of Gene's friends, and it's a guy named, I think, God, what's his name? The guy that's making out with Sherry. Devin, I don't know. Tyler.
Dennis.
Maybe it's Dennis. And so, like, that's one of the only friends that he really makes from this group. But really, it's only because he's forced himself on Gene, and he keeps calling Gene Navy.
Yeah.
Even though he's already told them,
right,
like, hey, my name is Gene.
Because now that the president has announced that there's the...
state of emergency?
Yeah, all of a sudden, people are interested in him because his dad... Maybe he has more information because his dad's part of the military.
But they do develop a sort of friendship with it.
Right. And I wasn't in the 60s. I don't know how accurate this is. Kids were pretty pervy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that like for being the grade that they were, he was definitely like, hey, we're going to go see this horror movie. You got to get a date because we're in Key West and the girls here are just easy. Just tell them that you want to go and then you're going to get some.
Well, I guess if you think about it.
Or right? I guess that's maybe like every high school kid wants it to be that way.
Right. I mean, also, like, it's the 60s, so, like, I mean, now, like, porn is so easily accessible that you could hide that stuff better.
That's true.
You know, but before, they just let it ooze out, like, oh, I'm so horny. Oh, man. But it seems that Sherry, this girl Sherry, is sort of on his wavelength.
Right.
Right? Because the one day they walked to school together, and red flag number one, she kept talking about her ex-boyfriend, Harvey.
Yes. Who was older.
Who is an older gentleman, older boy, but also still a juvenile.
Yep.
But you can tell she's trying to entice him, but she keeps saying, like, Harvey taught me about my body.
Right. And as a new young lad, you don't want to hear about how your body was touched by another man.
Right. Right. I mean, in any way, like, you don't ever want to hear your girl say, like, oh, yeah, my ex-boyfriend taught me things about my body.
Right. Yeah.
But he kind of lets it go the moment she kisses him. And, you know, he's just like, of course, it's because he's like a young kid. He's like, oh, well, she talked about him, but then she's kissing me.
Right.
But little did Dennis know that Harvey was behind the trees, like a.
Yes, he's a slick hair, like greaser
little greaser kid, and he tells him that, hey, if you come next to Sherry all over again, then you know I'm gonna get you.
Yeah. And
so he ends up having to break the date with her. In the meanwhile, we learn that John Goodman is going broke from making his movies.
Right.
Because for some reason I don't think he's been paid.
Right. Well. Because I guess I don't know if this is the way it was, but he's making these movies and then trying to sell them to the movie theater. Yeah. And like once he sells it to like one movie theater, hopefully he can get that chain to pick up the movie.
Yeah, I think that's how that's how movies work. I remember, I think, listening to the troubles of that one horror movie, 1984, the one about the high school or something.
Yeah. Yeah,
and then they had to pre-sell that to the theaters to get it to be shown.
Okay, right.
Yeah. So because this guy, he's sort of, I would feel like he's sort of at the tail end though of like these monster movies.
Right. Yes, right? Because once you're already to that era, like I mean, he's kind of trying to take the 50s monster movies and bring them into the 60s.
Yeah. And
then he's trying to kind of upgrade the theaters to Rumble Vision and
which is actually just 4D.
Yeah.
And it's funny because like we still like 4D is still pretty like new even now, because I remember I think when I went to Chicago like 2017, and before I left my cousin's like, hey, do you want to watch a 4D movie? We have like one of the only 4D theaters in America. I was like, okay, that's cool. And this had it too, which is like pretty awesome. And like there was a quote in there, it's like that one of his investors said, he's like, he's bringing back the showmanship of it all.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool. But no, like the movie really, what's it called? The movie revolves around this movie called Mant.
Yes. Half man, half ant.
Oh man, and it's pretty much just kind of looks like The Fly.
Yeah.
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 But I gotta say though, like the prosthetics or the practical effects they used for the man ant was really cool.
It was, but it was also done in a very practical way where you like. I've seen old, like monster movies that looked very similar to this.
Okay.
Like, it's definitely they did a good job making sure it fit that
era.
That era, yeah.
Yeah. And it was funny because like in one of the previews you see his ant hand poke his wife in the butt. And then John Goodman actually put little buzzers all the seats. It's pretty cool. It's like very attention to detail, right?
Yep.
No, it's so the movie really just revolves around them going to watch this movie. Dennis ends up having to cancel his date with Sherry. Gene ends up convincing his mom to let him take his little brother to watch this movie.
Right.
What's it called? John Goodman has hired Harvey to man all of the rumble vision effects.
Yes.
Which I gotta say, it's like it's kind of bad to like teach him all of this like 10 minutes before the movie starts.
Right. Yeah.
He's trying to teach him all the cues in the script at like 10 minutes. Okay, yeah. Definitely that day was not going to go right. And then yeah, Sherry ends up going to the movie with her little brother because her little brother has been talking about Mint.
You're right, and he found because Harvey apparently writes poems, and he writes dirty poems. So the little brother found those and was like, "Oh, I know you wanted to go see the coral aquarium today, but I want to see this horror movie, and if you don't take me to go see Mant, I'm gonna show Mom all these poems that your boyfriend wrote you."
Good old sibling blackmail.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, so this is pretty much where the movie all really ends up taking place, right?
Yeah.
This like little tiny Key West movie theater, and so so as they're going through the movie, Harvey at the middle of it ends up having to come out in the Mant costume, but right,
yeah, but it's kind of really cool the way they do it, where like the movie shows the Mant coming through the screen, and then all of a sudden, like, it's like the camera pulls back and the people from the movie theater on the screen are looking back like, oh my god, Mant's in the theater, he's grabbed that woman. And like it's like they're talking to the theater, and then he comes out of the side of the theater and like starts like sort of just like what's it called, like haunted house touching people. Yeah right. But then he sees Dennis and Sherry making out, right, and because Gene has fixed that whole thing, and yeah, he gets I believe Dennis gets clocked in the face like Nate Robinson. John Goodman goes to try to stop him, but then everyone thinks it's all a part of the show, right? But then, like, what's it called? They all chase Dennis. They all chase Harvey because Harvey's chasing Dennis. Yeah. Dennis goes to the downstairs area and finds that there's a bomb shelter there. Grabs the gun and is like, "I'm going to shoot you." Yep. Something like that, right? Yeah, because there's a bomb shelter for the guy who owns the theater, who's incredibly paranoid that the Russians are going to bomb us. Yeah. And so he has got like it's like on a timer to shut, and so it's just like we're here, just waiting for the air siren to go off so I can close this door and be the only person in town who survives.
And a lot of things sort of happen during this whole time because Gene and the girl from Mrs. Doubtfire end up getting locked into the bomb shelter. Right. Harvey somehow just goes back to like manning the Rumble Rama. But at some point, what's it called? Harvey. Oh yeah, at some part of the movie, Harvey has to take the nurse. Right?
Oh, right, because that's they say that in the theater as well. It's like, oh my God, man, just grabbed the nurse, and then he runs back and grabs the nurse, which is the girl who's like an old ex-actress who's there with John Goodman.
Yeah, but he ends up holding a knife to her throat and asking for the money.
Yeah,
and then so when he does the switch, he grabs Sherry from Dennis because he's like, "This is my girl," and then for some reason pulls out his poetry book, like, "Oh, I'm gonna write about this so hard." I don't know if that's what he's gonna do. But you know they're trying to stop him. Dennis is trying to stop him. He ends up getting clocked again, but before he can get away, Harvey gets stopped by the cops because he runs into...
Right, because he gets in his car and pulls out into the street and does not obey traffic laws and hits a truck.
Right.
And the cops are just like right there.
Yeah, and Dennis, I'm pretty sure that night, gets laid for trying to rescue her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All she needs is like, "Oh, you'd lay down your life for me."
That's...
Sometimes that's all you need. That's right.
It's definitely what it seems like in this. That's all he would need.
You find out Jean's mom finds out that Jean has disappeared and the little brother is looking for him, and so she makes her way to the theater. The girl from Mrs. Doubtfire, her parents find out that she's also missing, and so they get her out of the bomb shelter. Right.
Yeah.
Right. And then all of a sudden, John Goodman and Jean see that the second level of the theater is over capacity. Right,
yeah, because they had made a comment about that. They're like, "Oh, you can only fit 100 people up in the balcony."
Yeah,
and he's like, "Oh yeah, well, termites and humidity. That's
right. Is that that's all? If you guys are listening from Florida, let us know if that's like a legit concern. I don't know.
At least humidity."
I know, yeah. I get
keeps the wood soft.
Right? But so John Goodman finds a way to... He's like, they're not going to listen to us if we just tell them to leave.
Right.
We have to scare them to leave.
Yeah.
And it's actually pretty good. John Goodman, at the end of this film, has a part where it looks like the Mant is actually legit coming out of through the screen.
Yeah. Because the Mant continues to evolve in the inside movie. And he turns from the ant head and human body to a full giant size ant that's like destroying buildings.
And it looks like, because in the movie it's like, oh my God, it's going towards the theater.
Yeah.
And then it comes out of the screen. The sparks are flying. There's like debris flying all over the place, and everyone gets freaked out and starts running out. Which, I mean, you really can't do now because then you get like sued for inciting a panic.
Right, and they also had earlier in the inside in the Mant movie made references like if he gets any bigger, the only thing we're going to be able to do to stop him is to drop a nuclear bomb on him.
Oh yeah, so there was like a lot of like weirdly a lot of social commentary inside of the movie. That's a movie about social.
Yeah. So then the ant is coming through the theater, and then all of a sudden, behind the ant, a nuclear explosion goes off. But because they've got rumble vision, it shakes the building enough that everybody thinks that maybe
it's real.
Maybe it's a real like Russian missile that's hit the town, and that's why they're all like, "Gotta get to the shelters."
Yeah, and so, but then they make it outside, and they're like, "Oh my God,
it's a beautiful sunny Florida day."
Thank God. I mean, but really, like, he had to speed up the movie because the second floor was gonna collapse.
Right. Yep.
Right. And so, John Goodman sort of gets like the approval of people. Like, wow, that's such a good movie.
Yeah, because then all of a sudden you get like a couple of the kids and stuff are like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna go see the second showing."
But of course they have to cancel it, and poor theater manager gets the brunt end of it.
Right. But the theater, or I guess the theater owner,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, this was amazing. We're going to show this in every theater we own.
Yeah. Like the franchise owner or whatever.
Yeah.
The Regal. Yeah, no, but yeah, so it sort of ends right there. I mean, Gene gets out. He has himself a new girlfriend. John Goodman's like, you guys look a little more than friends.
As he has his brand new shiny new car, so you can tell that
he's not good with money.
That too. I was gonna say you could tell that he sold his movie to
that old
to
guy.
the theaters. So
yeah, and the extra that he's with is like always has to keep a couple dollars around because he always asks her for the tip money.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, and then Sherry, of course, gets with Dennis. Harvey ends up having to go to jail because, well, he tried to kidnap somebody and rob somebody. So.
It's true. Yeah, in front of 500 witnesses.
Oh man, this movie it was weirdly fun. Like I was like, oh man, it's from '93. It's probably gonna be something goofy. Like I mean, this movie was definitely goofy, but like there's like a lot of like little nuggets in there that I was like, oh, this is actually a pretty legit movie.
Right. It's because it's got a lot of heart. It's got a lot of humor. Because you've got like so many little side stories, like you were saying. You got the little love story. You've got the weird ex-boyfriend story. You've got the movie theater story. There's the Cuban Missile Crisis, which is like the looming background.
I mean that was pretty prevalent during that time as well, right?
Right. Yeah. And I mean, when the president comes on and is like, hey, a country that is only 90 miles away from the United States is now nuclear capable, and Russians, which are our biggest enemy, are feeding them weapons.
It's not looking so hot.
Yeah. It was serious business.
Right. And, I want to apologize. I'm not 100% sure if that was like the Cuban Missile Crisis. I just think that because
it was.
Oh, it was. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. I think this movie was cool. Like I like Gene's whole attitude about the making friends thing. I think that sort of is very under highlighted or whatever. That like military kids end up having sort of trouble establishing connections with people. At least during this time.
Yes, growing up, I mean, like, I don't know how it is now, but I know growing up, like, in my neighborhood, there was 3 different sets of kids who had moved in and then moved out, or because they were kind of on this, like, every 2 years, it was
a new
base.
place.
Yeah. And so, like, yeah, kind of like in about 4th and 5th grade, I had a good friend.
Yeah.
And then they were just a couple houses down. They moved. The people who moved into their house were also military. They ended up not having to move. Like, they had moved a bunch of times, but they ended up not having to move because his dad retired. Down the street, I had a kid who moved in, became good friends with him. It was like 2 or 3 years later, and then they moved out.
Yeah, man. Did you ever try to reconnect with any of them, or?
No.
Too late
like
now,
it
right?
was. Yep. At that point, it was like elementary school and junior high, so it wasn't like I wasn't savvy enough to be like, give me your new address. I can write you at least. And there was no email, there was no nothing like that. And I was like making the jokes about the phone calls. Like you couldn't even one of the kids moved to Hawaii, the base to military base in Hawaii, and it was like that would have been
3 hours ahead.
Yeah, and then it would
or
have
3 hours behind.
If we call and talk for an hour, it would have been $25, and my mom was definitely not down with
paying $25. Like, oh my god, what were you guys talking about? Did he tell you about Leilani's boobs?
I remember getting it like threatened of getting grounded because I was on the phone for an hour with somebody who lived like in town, and like it didn't cost anything, and it was just like, what if somebody tried to call? You tied up the phone because there was no call waiting or that kind of stuff.
No call. I do remember that time. No call waiting and all that stuff. Oh man, yeah, the times are different now.
So different.
Now there's no excuse, which I hate. I used to love excuses. Like when you just didn't have oh, I never got that message. Well, now it's like impossible to say that because it's like, well, come on, man, I texted you, I left you a voice message, I got you on your Instagram.
I remember I was probably 6th grade, and it was like a huge thing. My parents were like, we got a video recorder to answering machine so we can we won't miss any calls ever again. And then it was like, yeah, that was the thing. It's like, come home from school. It was like, make sure you check the answering machine. Make sure we didn't miss any calls.
But then even that, you could run out of tape. Right?
Right.
Yeah, I remember that too. I remember having to, as a kid, flip the tape.
Right, because especially with the little mini tape that's only 2 inches long.
Yeah, you're like, oh, side B.
It only holds 15 minutes or something.
Right. Yeah, I kind of miss it. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of miss those times. Where even if you're on a date, or not a date, but even if you're gonna meet somebody outside. And you really don't want to meet them, and you should be, oh, I got the time wrong, I tried calling you to confirm, but oh man, maybe next time.
I remember one time I got in trouble at school, because I was just bored, and so I was just doodling on a little billboard that was in the hallway at school. I was 5th grade, and teacher came out, and I didn't get suspended or anything, but he was like, I'm calling your parents tonight. We got to talk to him because this is unacceptable. And I got home from school and I went over and I just kind of nudged the phone. So it was it looked like somebody was on the phone.
Yeah.
But it looked from a distance, looked like the phone was correctly hung up. Yeah. And then it was now he could try to call. It's just going to be busy all night long.
Oh, it's the equivalent of hiding your report card.
Yes, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Oh man, Kobe, is it what are your favorite parts of this movie?
I definitely Mant. I wish there was a little less
shopping
of
cart.
The no, that was fun too. A little less Cuban Missile Crisis buildup at the beginning. A little bit more Mant. That would have been fun. But I think the coolest thing was the weird details that they put in, all around the movie theater. There was old monster movie posters from actual real monster movies.
Oh, okay.
Every corner there was a different movie poster. There was probably at least,
it came from space.
Yeah, must have been at least
the Blob.
15. Yeah.
Actually, I didn't notice that. I was
and then a lot of the actors in Mant were actors who used to be in old sci-fi movies a decade earlier.
That's kind of cool. No, I think I would say my favorite part was just when they got stuck in the bomb shelter. And they have this existential crisis,
yeah, they're stuck in it a half an hour, and they're like, oh, we're gonna have to repopulate the world.
Yeah, and it's not even him that brings it up; it's her.
Yeah,
she's like, "What if we're the only 2 people left? I guess we're gonna have to do it." Yeah. It's oh, how about you wait a day?
Right.
If no one comes for you, okay then, but it's only been an hour.
Yeah. It wasn't even an hour because it was halfway through the movie and the movie was still going. So,
yeah, it was just so unnecessary and like But then again, I guess when you're a teenager, everything is like that, right?
It wasn't for me. I guess I missed the bomb shelter era where you just all the girls are easy.
All the girls are easy.
I didn't live in Key West, Florida, where I don't know. All the girls were easy in the 60s.
I don't know. You know, it's funny. I think one of my friends, because he's from like a military family too. I just remember he had to live in Florida for a while, and he was living in a very predominant, like white, like area, and he was like, he's Filipino, right? And so he's just like, yeah, man, I was like the only Filipino kid there, and how the white girls were wondering about me. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, they were just like super interested in me. I don't know why. Oh man, yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe Key West is wild. Oh man, no. How did you feel about John Goodman in this movie being like a Alfred Hitchcock?
I thought he did a great job. I know that it's a pretty typical John Goodman role,
right?
Like he's played that weird movie producer kind of part numerous times. I believe this is the first time he's done it, but yeah, like it's definitely like it's that easy to get mad, but seems to be fun loving. You know, kind of like it's a John Candy that can play serious roles kind of thing. You know,
Yeah.
I really like him as an actor, so I thought he did a great job with this.
Yeah, I mean, I love like John Goodman. Like, I grew up with him because my mom was like a huge Roseanne fan.
My mom was a huge Roseanne fan too.
So yeah, I always grew up with him, but like I always saw him as sort of like just, oh yeah, it's the guy from Roseanne, you know. But my actual favorite role from him was from 10 Cloverfield Lane. I mean,
He was super creepily good in that.
I know, like for me, it's like I know he's like had like serious roles before that. Like he had Fargo with Batman.
Right.
What's his name? Jesus, Ben
Affleck.
Ben Affleck. Yeah. You know, he was like a director in there or something. And I know, like he's been in like a whole bunch of things. He was like in Red State. That movie about the 4 horsemen.
Yep.
And yeah, so he's like been in a ton of things. But I think it was the 10 Cloverfield Lane that I was like, oh man, John Goodman is such a good actor.
Not Fred Flintstone?
Oh yeah, I forgot he was in the Flintstone movies. I made my mom watch both of them with me. No, I think she always snuck out to watch like whatever Harrison Ford movie came out that time.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, like Air Force One, I think came out during one of the Flintstones movies. Oh man, this is when you could just like leave your kid in a theater. You know?
Totally. Yeah, I totally remember my parents just like driving me to the theater, dropping me and my friends off, and be like, "We'll be back in a few hours."
Oh, it's okay. Like my mom was always like, "Oh, you're too heavy to kidnap." She's like, I gave you all this padding, so like it's like a defense mechanism. Like, don't kidnap him; he's too fat. Oh man.
But you're so not really fat now, so like I'm just picturing you as just like the rotund kid.
Yeah. I was like a little jelly bean, you know, like I was round. No, man, this movie though, it kind of hits. It's almost just like a family movie, which I wasn't really expecting.
Right? Yeah.
But John Goodman is always like gonna be good. I think. I don't think I've ever seen him in a bad role. He was also like, wasn't he like in? No. He was in Blues Brothers, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the second one.
Okay. Yeah. See. Yeah. I don't know about anyone else besides like the girl that was like in the Mrs. Doubtfire movies. It feels like she kind of fell off. But Naomi Watts was in this. Like Colby pointed out, she was actually like an extra.
Yeah, because they do like a preview for a movie, and so it's she has a pet shopping cart. And
it's a dog. That's a dog.
That's
right?
a dog. Yeah.
Because it flaps the little flap thing like a tongue. Like
yeah.
Cool. Is there anything you didn't like about the movie?
I don't know. Like I said, the beginning part was a little long. I would have liked a little bit more theater fun time because that was really like the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
But it was interesting how they did a crisis, like the Cuban Missile Crisis, but they did like a crisis from like a kid's perspective. I mean, they had the adults and stuff there, but it was like the kids, some of them were scared of it, some of them weren't. You know, you kind of have that kid invincibility kind of thing where it's like half of them didn't care because it's like, it's a bomb, whatever, it's not going to hurt me. You know, kind of attitude.
All right. Yeah. When you're a kid, man, there's so much hope in your eyes.
Where you have like the the kids go into the grocery store and they're all like, oh, everything's gonna be sold out. What the hell's going on?
Oh,
but very humorously, every single person whose shopping cart is who's basically looting this corner store. Everybody's shopping cart, toilet paper.
Right. I was like, oh, I don't know if that's
oddly
very
reminiscent
accurate
of now.
I was like, oh my god! I just remember on eBay, toilet paper 12 packs were going for $100.
Right.
It's like, there's a hose outside. You could just hose your ass down.
Yep.
Oh man, yeah, I know. I do remember that part, and I thought it was super hilarious. But I was like, man, who the hell fights over wheat thins? You know what I'm saying? You should make your way to the hostess aisle. Get them Twinkies.
I guess it was back then, back in the day. And I liked how they had a great, it was I don't know, the health ed class or the PE class.
Yeah.
And they're talking about the food triangle. And they're like, at the top of the food triangle is red meat. You got to make sure you eat red meat 3 times a day. So for breakfast, you want to make sure that you're including a ham or a bacon. And then for lunch, you want, a beef or a hamburger or a pork sandwich. And that's so true. I mean, I even
Kobe still subscribes to that
pushing
triangle till today.
That meat was like that back
meat was
when
king.
I was just starting elementary school. I remember
to make sure you get your red meat.
Yeah. And I know the parents were my mom was every main meal had to have a meat, a vegetable, a starch, possibly a side of bread.
Well, that's because for you, it was sort of at the tail end, but your mom was in the thick of it,
Right.
We got to make sure we got our red meat.
Yep.
Oh man, no, I always thought the food triangle was wild. I was you don't always have to have meat with every meal. It's nice to take a meat break.
Right. Yep.
And
now there's vegans who just don't do meat. Weirdos.
Right? So weak. I subscribe by the Gordon Ramsay belief that I should never be afraid of a vegan because they don't have enough power to hurt me.
Unless you watch Scott Pilgrim, then the vegan gets his superpowers by not eating meat, and he loses his powers by putting dairy into his coffee.
Oh, yeah, freaking Captain America. It was Brandon Routh.
That was Superman.
Oh my gosh! No, I never read Scott Pilgrim, and so when I watched that movie, I was like, this movie is so goofy.
I had never read it either, and then I saw the movie and I thought, this is my favorite movie ever.
I was like, because for me, I was just like, that's just too much work. I'll just find someone else to date. 7X for 7. I have to fight through 7 X's. Nah, I'm all right.
It's it was super nerdy America doing the battle pyramid from every awesome martial art movie.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, there wasn't enough Manatee for us to talk about. Sorry, guys. This movie is pretty straightforward. It's a 1963 movie that is based on a movie theater that's focusing on a dying genre of cinema. And it's about a man who wants to be the next Alfred Hitchcock, who coincidentally invents 4D theater. Which he'll never get the credit for because he's dead.
So I went to Disney one time a long time ago, and they had a exhibit that they had just done. Not an exhibit, but like a ride show thing. And it was a little 4D. Like you went in, and it was like aliens. And like you got the whole history of the aliens as you were walking through line. And then you got in there, and it was supposed to be like, oh, we caught one of these aliens or whatever. And then it breaks out, and the lights kind of go off, and as it's like, oh my god, it's attacked somebody, and you hear like this crunch, and there's like a little spritz of water that hits your face, and so it feels like somebody got bit and like is like bleeding, or
it's almost like theatrical.
Yeah,
it's very theater,
and it totally made me think of this.
It's very immersive.
But then I went like a couple years later, I went back to Disneyland and it was gone.
Yeah.
They had like a whole thing that was out. It was Disneyland. It was out like in front of where Space Mountain is.
Okay.
They redid that. They had another ride called the Rad Tracks, which was supposed to be like a time machine. And I guess like all that stuff was just poorly planned and all broke down because like in a couple of years they had like
Tomorrowland.
Yeah, they had taken it all down and like replaced it all with other stuff.
Yeah, I mean also because Disney has like in the very blob fashion has started to absorb more properties, right? Because now they have like Marvel,
right,
and stuff. So now there's more Marvel themes. I'm kind of sad that this type of like theater experience hasn't taken off even more, because like when I for some reason they had that one movie with The Rock and Kevin Hart where The Rock was a CIA agent. That was in 4D, and I was like, this is a weird movie to be in 4D. But then I guess maybe because they don't want like theater or like what's it called, like directors to lean towards having to shoot for this style of theater, right?
But if they did, it would be awesome.
Yeah, but then like you wouldn't be able to have the same experience at home. It's sort of like those VHS board games that they used to have in the 90s.
You're right.
Yeah, so that were like where you play the board game and then the VHS would tell you to do something.
Yeah, and
they'd be like, "Did you do it?" They'll feel very, very Dora-ish.
That's true. Yes, you would have to really have a something like that Disney where like it's very specifically made for that theater.
Yeah, and you could only watch it there, which is like kind of it's pretty awesome. Like maybe you could have like those people direct like a little short 15-minute video where they do that,
right?
And it'd be awesome,
right? Yeah, like have like 20-minute movies, and then like with the interactive theater, and what the theaters can do, so like you would make it specifically for that theater, and which would also bring money to like that attraction, right. All right, guys, we're coming up to our hour. If this is the first episode you guys got to, we do our 4 reviews, our review in 4 sections.
Yeah, review. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so comfortable. I just got a new chair. No, but yeah, we have it in 4 levels.
Yes.
Right? We have Stream It, DVD It, Blu-ray It, Ultimate Box Collection. Colby, where you at with this one?
This is definitely at least DVD. I don't know since everything's practical in here,
yeah,
you don't have to worry about like the special effects looking better or worse. I don't know if I would be worth going to Blu-ray.
Yeah, it's a little hard to go Blu-ray with these older
what would
movies.
Come with this?
Yeah, as the Ultimate Box Collection.
Unless you got like the full version of Mant. I might go Blu-ray or Ultimate Box if I got the full Mant movie.
Right. Or like, what if it just came with like 2 other monster movies? Like, what's that one movie with The Stuff?
Okay.
What movie was that? The Stuff?
The Stuff, yeah.
It's like the dairy thing, right? Or it's like an ice cream or something like that.
Yeah.
I totally forgot. And oh god,
it was blobbish.
Yeah, very blobbish. And what's another monster movie that came out during? So there's The Stuff. I guess It Came from Outer Space could be a good one.
Yeah, for Forbidden Planet, something like that, maybe.
Yeah. Oh man, but yeah, are you looking for like it's more for DVD for you?
I think probably DVD. I would watch this again. It'd be fun. You could put this on the background. It'd be fun to share with other people.
Yeah, I think for me, I'm probably gonna stick to streaming it. I just think that there's like too many side stories where like it kind of didn't make me fully interested in any one character.
Okay.
Like, I mean, like, yeah, of course you're gonna empathize with Gene just because he's like, oh yeah, he has a very pessimistic view on human relations. He's like, I'm just gonna move anyway. John, like, we didn't get enough of that. We didn't get enough of John Goodman's struggle as a film director.
Right.
We didn't really get to hear enough about how Sherry became very. I feel bad for that kid because she's like, Harvard taught me about my body and the pleasures of being a woman. I was like, oh my god, you're like in high school, right? Like,
right?
Jesus.
So this came out and I did not watch it in the theater, but I remember when it came out, and then I believe I like rented it, like blockbustered it, but I don't like there's a whole lot of this I don't remember.
Yeah, because there's so much going on.
Maybe.
Right? Yeah.
But I think maybe a little of my enjoyment was nostalgia.
Yeah.
Just remembering it back in the day.
Right, and a young John Goodman, like look at him, all plump and healthy.
It's but really he doesn't look
different
that
at
much
all.
Different being
30
years later.
A lot of people talk about like Paul Rudd being a vampire and Keanu Reeves, but John Goodman's right up there.
Right?
He's that vampire you least suspect. Yeah, I mean, like, of course, obviously, John Goodman has gotten a little bit. He has lost a bit of weight, but I think that's more for like health concerns, right?
Right, because I think he had a heart attack at some point.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense then. Yeah, but he still doesn't look too bad. He's like still a little plump. He's plumpish.
Right.
Yeah. Oh guys, man, I hope you guys have enjoyed today's episode. It was kind of hard to do this one just because of the amount of side stories, and we really couldn't. We don't think we would had enough time to delve into each of them very deeply.
Right, but since we got a few extra minutes, that means we will force ourselves to do our little mini episode at some point during this month.
Yeah, and we have to do some shameless advertisement, guys. So, drink Ray's Energy. We still haven't gotten the script that we have to say. So,
right,
drink it.
Join the Ray's Rebellion.
Right? Yeah, raise up. 0 sugar, 0 carbs, all pure energy, high octane, piston pumping energy.
And they're hard to find. They're at like GNC,
right.
And possibly by the time this airs, we'll have a link so you can buy it through us. But I'm not sure.
Right, not yet. We're still trying to figure that all out.
Yeah.
But what we do have links for is Amazon.
Yeah.
So if you guys if you guys are shopping on Amazon,
you're shopping on Amazon already.
Right, you already have a Prime account. You're gonna get it in 2 days. You might as well use our affiliate links.
Yep. And you don't have to buy what we link down there. Just start with our link and then go to your products you want.
Yeah, like, diapers or toilet paper.
Dog food.
Yeah. Or for some of you, food. Right, they have
this movie.
Right, yeah, this movie. They have Amazon. They have food on Amazon, right?
Of course.
Yeah. Like they have grocery shopping stuff on Amazon now too, don't they?
I think so. Yeah.
Like in certain select cities.
Yeah.
All right. But yeah, and also we have all of our contact information down below. We have our Facebook, our email, and our Twitter account. So if you guys want to reach us, probably the Facebook one is going to be the one we're most active on, and we reply the fastest with. So if there's anything that you guys want us to do, please let us know.
Yeah, hit us up, like and share, and if you're new to us, go back and listen to some of our other episodes. Now we're more than 50 episodes in, so lots of viewing or listening time, especially if you're still quarantined at some point. It gives you something to do other than being bored with the same old stuff on Netflix.
Right. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. And so, yeah. Thanks for joining us today, guys. We are now your movie uncles. I don't know why that sounded creepy.
It did, yeah.
It's like... Can you not be an uncle anymore and not be creepy? We are your movie godfathers. How about that? There you go. That sounds badass.
I like that. Yeah.
We are your movie godfathers. Oh my god. You know what? A little side story. Someone on So I put out a story on TikTok talking about how I watched the movie in 2005, and then someone commented, "Hey, that's when I was born."
Yeah, we're definitely on the old side of TikTok.
Right. And so I had to reply to that with there is a song clip of Big Papa by Notorious B.I.G. right? But it was in medieval like musical instruments.
Oh,
so
okay.
I repurposed the lyrics and I said, "I guess I'm just old Papa. Put your canes in the air if you got gray hair." I guess I think the last part. I guess you could call me old Pop, the grandma panty dropper. That's for you guys. That's a little, if you guys don't know us, you guys can follow us on TikTok. I am Old Taku. On there, I talk about anime stuff, and then Colby is Cheesy Boy 702.
Yep.
And he dips stuff in cheese and eats it.
Yeah. Yes, because everything's better with cheese.
Right, but we just had to have our friends stop telling Colby to dip like his toes in cheese.
Don't tell me to dip a baby in cheese. I can't do that legally on TikTok.
Oh, guys, but yeah, follow us on TikTok if you guys want more of us for some reason. But my name is Barry.
And this is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This. If you guys want to check out who does our theme music, it is Lee Rosevere. It's called Arcade Montage. It's on Music for Podcast 3. And her Bandcamp is down below.
Thank you.